I remember dealing with the mosquitoes last summer, but I definitely don't remember it being anywhere near this bad. Like, oh my God. Welcome to Chapter 4 of the Calisthenics Chronicles, a weekly series where I document my journey to calisthenics mastery outdoors here in Alaska. And this week turned out to be interesting, to say the least. Not overly crazy, nothing big happened. Just, I started off the week honestly um really good. I hit my cardio, I went to work, I had a good day of work on Monday, and I went to the fit lot and got my workout going. It was warm as all heck, I will say that much. It's hard dealing with all the mosquitoes and the sun, especially when I'm fully clothed like that, like I am in the video. I'm fully clothed like that every single time I go out to the fit lot, and it's just because of the mosquitoes. If there weren't mosquitoes, I wouldn't do it. But I'm also not going to go to a different location just because of the mosquitoes, because that would kind of defeat the purpose of showing what I'm trying to show, which is really just that in limited circumstances and spaces, you can still succeed. I can still succeed. And that's still a concept I'm experimenting with. It the real issue is the trade-off worth it? Is the mental and emotional trade-off worth it? I think it is. But long story short, Monday went okay. Still a lot of mosquitoes, a lot to deal with. Wednesday leg day went reasonably okay, I would say. It wasn't like the best. And by this point, I was starting to realize the biggest issue that I'm having this week, which is this last week, which was um my weight actually. The whole point of this Calisthenics Chronicles series to begin with is to track my progress going from 260 down to 200 pounds, and I have instead gained 7 pounds from 260. And even now, at the time of recording this, which is the Monday following this last week that you're seeing, I'm 267 today, and it's freaking rough. To be fair, like it's not easy to deal with week after week after week of trying and failing all within the same few hours. It's like start the week, or I start the day just fine, get my coffee in, do my intermittent fast until 2 p.m., and then I eat what I'm supposed to eat. And then after work, after dinner, after I come home, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. is where I lose the battle completely. And I just start eating again. And I'm just snacking on crap, just snacking and eating stuff I'm not supposed to. And I think it's just a lot. I figured out why that was the case. And it mostly had to do with um, not adequate, planning inadequately for what I'm supposed to be eating and when I'm supposed to be eating it. There's a psychological component to tracking your macros and calories. I don't think a lot of people understand that. Like, a lot of people look at it when they haven't done it. So I'm talking about the people who haven't done it before. Look at it and they're like, "Well, I don't want to do all that work. I just want to go lose weight and feel better, right? They don't want to put in all the hours and the all the effort that it actually takes to mindfully lose weight." And I kind of left that. I was overconfident. I thought, "Oh, well, I know what I'm doing. I've done this before. I know exactly what I'm supposed to eat, and I can do it just fine." But the lack of having those numbers in my head, left room for interpretation, meaning I could just eat whatever I want. I mean, not literally, but like oh, I think I know what my macros are at this point in the day. I'm pretty sure I'll be safe with this. And that's a deadly, deadly slope. Like, it's gonna, if you keep on telling yourself, oh, I know what I'm doing, I'm gonna be just fine with this. And that's like risky. It's risky. It's risk taking is what that really is. So it really just came down to finally understanding this weekend. And I'll show you, hopefully this next week, the next video after this one, I'll be able to show you kind of the results of locking this issue in and getting to where I actually want to go. But this week was about mosquitoes, overeating, and there was one more thing. Oh, and the last thing, which is to give yourself grace. It's not easy when you're in this situation. So, say it's been 4 or 5 weeks of you trying and trying and trying and trying, and you're just not seeing results. Now, I'm seeing results in other areas. I'm getting a lot stronger. My muscles are getting bigger again. There's routine there. I'm successfully making it to each of my workouts. It doesn't feel uncomfortable anymore. So now I'm fully in the habit of going to the fit lot, of working out. But I haven't successfully created the habits for my cardio or the core, those sides of the fitness, and then the food, so there's still a lot more to work on. But now that I've really locked in the most important personally to me, the the workouts that are like, these are the best part of this whole journey, which is upper body and lower body. Like, doing calisthenics is the funnest part of the whole shebang. Not losing weight, not tracking calories, not any of the rest of it. It's going and doing the pull-ups, the push-ups, the rows and the dips and the squats and the calf raises and the Nordic curls and all the exercises. Even these basic exercises are just, they're exhilarating to me. It's really fun to work out my body, especially in this time period where of my life where I lack such stimulation. I had grown up my whole life with track and field in high school, and then shortly after that, when I tried college, I actually failed out of college at first, when I was 18, and then I joined the military, and so then I had the military the last 10 years, and there was always a stressor there. Whether I succeeded or not didn't matter. There was always a stressor there that gave me stimulation. And then I got done with the military and I thought, oh, freedom. Really, I was just put into a different cage, but I digress. The main point of this week's episode is really just acceptance and giving yourself grace. Um, one, accept the mosquitoes. I would rather deal with the mosquitoes, honestly. Like, honestly, I would rather deal with the mosquitoes than judgmental looks from people. So it's still worth it for me to go outside. They are a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. And then to give yourself grace when it comes to failure, because if you fight against the failure, you're not going to ever see the path to correction, I think, because you're so focused on trying to reverse what already happened, or trying to be angry at the thing that already happened, when if you just manage to accept it, understand, look at it and be like, okay, I didn't lose weight this week. I haven't lost weight the last 4 weeks. But I can't go back in time and change that. I can't change the fact that I decided to eat a whole bag of veggie straws last night or the night before, or whatever the case was. I can't change those things. But what I can change is my behavior and actions going forward. So that's what I'm going to focus my energy on. Just do that. It's not easy. I think it's a skill that I have gone through a lot of trouble and time to learn. Um, but learning it was imperative. to the success that I've seen since I moved up here to Alaska. So I mean that basically sums it up. It was a really good week. I got a lot of I increased on reps. There was one change that I made to the upper body workouts, which was instead of doing my dips with full body, I'm using a band now. With my weight back up and actually exceeding what I used to be at, um, I actually require more support to get the reps out. And what I'm finding is that I'm able to get better sets of dips out with a little bit of support from the green band, which is really neat. So bands, I think, are going to be more my friend than I realized. And at least until I lose more weight. So once I start losing weight, I think that once I absorb the band, right? So if the band provides 35 pounds of resistance, which it varies depending on how far it's stretched, that's just physics, then I can kind of assume, oh, hey, at this level of stretch, it's about 20, 25, 30 pounds of resistance, meaning that if I lost that weight, say I lost 20, 25 pounds, 30 pounds, it would negate, right? So it would basically be, well, it wouldn't negate. In fact, it would be additive. So what I want to do is subtract the band, right? So if you subtract the band down to the green band, which I think is like 15 to 20 or 10 to 15, I can't remember. And then you go to the blue band, which is like 5 pounds to 10 pounds or something like that. And then eventually you just go to full body weight, but the idea is to kind of be at full body weight once I'm like 240, 235 pounds ish. If I'm able to do all of my sets at full body weight and then I lose another 5 to 10 pounds, then I want to maybe get a vest, maybe get some weight added back on, just not in the way of fat, carbs, and I can't say it's extra muscle, but I know I'm going to lose muscle in this process. I do want as much muscle as possible, so but fat and carbs, get those out of there. And water. Okay, that sums that up. In closing, um, every Wednesday we're gonna get another Chronicles update going. It's gonna be similar to this, up energy. Let me know what you think of this episode versus the last one. If you have a mind to get on in the comments and let me know, that would be great. Aside from that, I want to say that this week's challenge that I want to put to you is note a time when you actually stepped back and gave yourself grace recently. And if you haven't done so recently, maybe try and identify a way that you can do so today, tomorrow, this week, this month. Give yourself grace. Don't let yourself don't give yourself a pass. That's not what I'm saying. Giving yourself grace means breathing with yourself and understanding that you're fallible. You're not perfect, and that is okay. What's important, what is in the pursuit of perfection, is moving on. So, and you can't really do that if you're fighting against the past. You can only really do that if you accept and move on. So, thanks for watching. I will see y'all next week. Peace out.